Hello my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody is having a great week. I've come on today because I've received this deck, which is Mystical Tarot of the Saints. I've not heard of this deck at all. It's by Psychic Nath and artwork is Christina Scagliotti. Nath reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and said, I believe this was on Kickstarter. The company he has is The Third Wish. I love this as well, The Third Wish. And we've got this little Aladdin's lantern there, Third Wish. So I just thought that was quite clever. Yeah, and all I've just done is taken it out of the packaging. And so there's this little note that says, Dear Simon, thank you again for receiving my deck, Psychic Nath. And then he's put some information, which is always helpful, if you're asked to review a deck, just to get some kind of background and information about it. But when he emailed me, I had a look at the deck to see if it was something that I thought I would... I haven't lit the candle, have I? Something that I thought I would be able to do a fair review of. Loved the images. And so I said, yeah, that would be lovely. Because it is the artwork is absolutely beautiful. And what I liked about the deck is that not only does it feature saints, it reflects the unique qualities and symbolism of the saints that it represents in terms of how they align with like the major arcana, etc. So I was really interested to take a look at it. Let's open it up, just see if there's anything in the intro that I need to mention. So just said these are the key features of the Mystical Tarot of the Saints. So it's a unique concept. The deck is inspired by the lives and wisdom of various saints, offering a fresh and spiritually rich perspective on tarot readings. And then the artwork, each card in the deck is beautifully illustrated. Completely agree, and that's why it appealed to me. Reflecting the unique qualities and symbolism of the saints that it represents. The art is not only visually stunning, but also deeply meaningful. And the only deck I've seen that's similar to this is Robert M. Place's, I think it's called Tarot of the Saints or something like that. This is Mystical Tarot of the Saints. And I've got that deck. It has a comprehensive guidebook, which provides in-depth interpretations, historical context, which is really good. And it also has meditation exercises for each card, making it an invaluable resource for both beginners and experienced tarot enthusiasts. Let's see what it says on the back. The font is quite small, but it says, Original tarot created with the influence of the saints. The minor arcana includes pips that relate to the alchemical element as well as saints for each one of the courts. So it's a pip deck for the 1 through to 10, which represent the alchemical elements, and then there are saints for the court cards. The major arcana fully embody a saint, and the deck can be used for divination, meditation, or magical manifestation. And 78 cards. So if you want to find out more about it, information will be in the description below. But there is a website here, www.mysticaltarotofthesaints.com. So nice and easy to remember. So the deck is designed to foster personal and spiritual growth from drawing on the wisdom and inspiration of the saints from various traditions. So it's good that it's, it's not just Catholic saints, it is from various traditions as well. And then there is a storytelling element as well. So the deck tells a story of transformation, healing, and enlightenment, which can resonate on a profound level. So this is the little white book, which is quite a nice book. There's a lot of information in there. My only criticism is the font is tiny. So I mean, I'm fortunate because I do have a large magnifying glass, etc. But the font is quite small. But I guess that's because there's so much information to get in here, and they wanted the book to be part of, you know, part of the set. I'm just looking here. We do get a lot of information, even for the pips, you know, because a two of swords is going to obviously just show two swords, but there's a lot of information. So it doesn't skimp on the minors either. And we've got pages to write notes, and then it tells you, and it does on the cards, which is really helpful. So for example, the judgment is Archangel Gabriel. So gives you the information there. We see Gabriel blowing a golden trumpet in his left and holding white irises in his right hand. So it describes the scene as well, which I always find really useful with guidebooks. So it looks like it just goes straight into the cards, really. There's no preamble or anything like that. It's straight into the cards. Personal notes at the back, and then we do have some spreads as well. So nice little book, which I think will be helpful. These are the backs. Let's take the band off as well while we're here. Okay, so these are the backs of the cards, which I like. They do have a cross, some geomancy. What's the word I'm looking for? It's gone right out of my head. If I remember, I'll add the words here. Anyway, let's proceed. So I think I'll bring the camera down. You can see that they're borderless images. The cardstock is lovely, really nice, very flexible. It's not a thin cardstock, but it's not overly thick. It kind of feels matte, but there is a bit of a sheen, but it's not a gloss. Yeah, and they feel really nice. This will be great if you're a riffle shuffler, because they've got like almost like a plasticky feel to them. They're not plastic, of course, but they're really, really flexible. Really nice. Lovely cardstock. All right. In terms of size, I think it's standard. Yeah, standard tarot size, as you can see. And when I say standard, I have to kind of quantify that, and that's US Games or MPC standard. Gorgeous images. Right, so let's bring the camera down and take a closer look. Okay, so hopefully I'm trying to get it, because if I a little bit that way, there's an annoying glow from the light. So I think that will be okay. So yeah, as I said, borderless. We have this little banner at the bottom, which gives you the number, the card, the archetype, which is here, the Fool, and then the association with a saint. And here we've got Saint Expedite. I don't know. Word of warning, I'm not up on saints and things. But yeah. And then the Magician, Saint Cyprian. It's really useful that we have a book, but I love the colours. They're really really rich, really nice artwork. Our High Priestess is Mary Magdalene. Wow, there's lots in the kind of the shadows as well. There's a lot to take in here. Saint Helena is the Empress. Beautiful card. I love that the sun is just like a glowing orb in the sky, because that's what the sun looks like. It's never often represented in that way. And in the background, we've got like the Colosseum there, haven't we? And Saint Louis. Maybe it's pronounced Lewis, but the Hierophant is St. Peter. Very kind of tarot traditional here with this staff and the cross keys. The Lovers is St. Valentine. Of course, it would have to be, wouldn't it? Love the rose. Look how it's emanating. Cherry blossom trees, it's beautiful. The Chariot is St. Christopher. I like the associations because, you know, St. Christopher isn't the patron saint of travel or something like that. I know I was gifted when I was a child a St. Christopher, and the little card that came inside the box said something about keeping you safe on your journey, and obviously we got the Chariot card. So St. Michael is the Justice card. Interesting, we got this kind of devil's, it's like really kind of fighting a dark kind of entity. The Hermit is Saint Onofre. Like I said, I could be butchering these names. Saint Catherine for the Wheel. I love the facial expressions. This artist, who's the artist again? Really talented. Christina Scagliotti. I'll have to look up and see what other work she's done because gorgeous. Love the face of this beast. Look at that. This is St. Martha for the Strength card, but wow. A castle in the background. A fantastic image. The Hanged Man is tied to a tree but is upright. Oh, Saint Sebastian. Surprised he hasn't got arrows in him. Being Saint Sebastian. Look at this for a death card. It's Limite. Wow. Love the kind of woodland glade behind. Temperance is Saint Cecilia. The Devil is the fallen angel. Saint Barbara for the Tower. Don't know much about Saint Barbara. Let's just get an idea of what the book says. So the Tower. Saint Barbara. In this card, we see Saint Barbara smiling with a sword in her left and a glittering golden cup in her right hand. Is this what I stopped on last time? She is clad in purple and maroon with a big glistening cross between her breasts, a gold halo over her cinnamon locks, and a peacock feather under her belt. So it really describes in detail the scene within the card. Behind her, we see a black cannon, as well as a storm and a lightning-struck tower. In an esoteric sense, the tower represents all that humans perceive as I. It stands for the destruction of what we perceive as myself, and it could be more violent and volatile path to enlightenment. In divination, the tower is considered the most negative, as it is an omen of fall, ruin, inevitable destruction, and an end of something we hold dear to our hearts. In a love reading, and then it goes on, I'm not going to read it all, but I like that it really sets the scene and describes all the details, and then, you know, gives you the divinatory meaning and a meditation, as I said. We have the three kings for the star. Oh, the moon is gorgeous. It's Mary for the moon, but look how beautiful that is. Look at that night sky. So whimsical. I love how she's just sat on the crescent moon. We've got kind of Bethlehem below, but it's obviously, with it being Mary, it's obviously the Madonna and Child. We have Jesus as the Son. Okay, I mean, the deck did say it would be of a lot of traditions, but it is heavily weighted towards Christianity. Judgment is Saint Gabriel. Wow, look at these souls coming up from the graves. I mean, the artwork, I can't criticise it. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. The World is Saint Francis. Okay, then we have the Minors, which, as it said, is a pip deck. So I haven't seen any of these images, but we have chalices for cups. Oh, it's not pip. It did say on the back that it was pip, but it's not. It's scenic, fully scenic. Gorgeous. Love this. I think it's because it doesn't, you know, I think it's probably referred to them as the pip cards don't have saints. But how did it reference that it was to do with the alchemical elements? Okay, and then saints for the quartz. But I was expecting a pip deck reading that, but it isn't. We get a continuation of this beautiful artwork. Okay, so as you can see here then, we've gone to the pips now, which is Page, Knight, Queen and King. So quite traditional in that sense. And the Page of Chalices is Francisco Lucia, I can't even, it is quite small, Jacinta. St. Lawrence for the Knight of Chalices. And then St. Elizabeth and St. Benedict. Then we have our coins rather than pentacles. We have our ace. Wow. This cardstock feels wonderful. It's a lovely quality deck. Look at that for stonemasonry work. Different to having a bird in the hand. So, I mean, it's following an RWS tradition, really. Page of Coins is Saint Honor, Saint Matthew, Saint Hedwig, and Saint Balthazar. Didn't even realise he was a saint. We used to have a song about Balthazar when I was at school. We have staffs instead of the wands. Oh wow. It's like a ritual happening there. Look at that, we've got a dragon here. This looks very sort of Merlin and Camelotish. It's a beautiful image. I love that she's got the pentacle on her back here and a skull with a candle. St. Luke for the Page of Staffs, St. Anthony for the Knight, St. Guinevere for the Queen, and St. Joseph for the King. And then we have our final suit, which is, sort of sneak peek then, the swords, so traditional swords being used here. It's a beautiful scene. Oh, heartbreak. Oh, gorgeous Six of Swords. Look at that. That is just beautiful. We've got the sword standing up in the water. There's one here above this bridge, which is, you know, catching the sunlight. Just stunning image. 7. Oh, look. Oh. It's almost dreamlandish, that one, isn't it? The 10. Making their way after committing a terrible crime. So it looks like we've got a couple of extra cards. So Page is St. Martin, St. Paul for the Knight, Joan of Arc for the Queen, and St. George and the Dragon here. He's our patron saint for England. St. George and the Dragon. Okay, so the extra cards is The Secrets of the Mystical Tower of the Saints. Looks like there is a separate book that you can get. So scan me. So if you want to scan that, pause this video and scan. And then Meditations, Prayers on audio file. Again, you can scan. So that's quite interesting to know that there's electronic books and meditations that you can get in addition to the little white book that's provided. So this is a beautiful deck, really beautiful. I knew it would be because, you know, I only agree to review decks that I think I would be able to enjoy using myself and give a fair review for. I'm just debating whether I'll edge this with it not being bordered, having a border then. I don't know. We will see. It look nice in brown. But anyway, yeah. So this is the Mystical Tarot of the Saints. Beautiful deck by Psychic Nath. And as I said, the artwork is by Christina Scagliotti. Let me know your thoughts. Have you seen this deck before? I hadn't, so it was nice. It's always nice to discover something new. I'm not a religious person, but I can still appreciate this deck, just like I do my Tarot of the Saints by Robert M. Place. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.